Hi guys, welcome back. Don't forget to subscribe and watch the video. Okay, so we're moving further and we want to talk about REST API design. Shout out to Kimchi from Nomad Coders. I had to take his slides to prepare this one with a little addition because I really liked how he presented his own. Okay, so let us first of all understand what an API is, then we can move further. So from this site mulsoft.com, they have a very good resource here on API, and API stands for Application Programming Interface. So they've defined it as a software that allows two applications to talk to each other. So that is good. That is a good definition. And this, they've given an example like anytime you use an app like Facebook to send an instant message or to check the weather on your phone, you are actually using an API. Okay, so but let me try to explain API like this so you'll understand. Imagine you have a database. I'll do some writing now, okay, so you'll understand the concept better. Okay, so imagine there's a database here. This is your database. You're building an application and you want to interact with this database such that if I am accessing your data from an Android device or an iOS device or a web, I should be able to access same data from the database. So how do we handle this? We're going to build what is called an API. Let me put that here. API, probably I'll give this. Okay, so now this API interacts directly with the database. Okay, and then our devices like the iOS and our Android device and our web, that's Chrome, Firefox, whichever one you are using, they can be able to interact with this API. Okay, now they would interact with this API and all getting same data from database source. Now this solves the problem of developing an application for iOS separately using Swift, or Android using Java or Kotlin, or the web using JavaScript or whatever language you would want to use to connect directly to the database. Now this solves the problem because the API is just connecting directly to the database and all of these devices are consuming the data from the API. Okay, now let us see another instance which we are going to use. Imagine that your application is going to a kind of get data from some financial institution like Verve or Visa or MasterCard or your bank. Let's take for instance UBA, United Bank for Africa in this instance. Okay, now your data is supposed to get data, your API is supposed to get data from either of this financial institution or all of them. Now one thing you could do is you code on your API to interact with directly with this stuff. It's going to be very tedious because you have to get some license, you have to do a lot for you to be able to allow your API to interact directly with these financial institutions. But another API, some payment gateways have made this easy for us. For instance, you have Flutterwave, you have PayPal, and the rest of them, Paystack. So let's leave these three. So you have these companies, they've created their own APIs for you, and they've done all the licensing and all. They are already connected to this guy here. So all you have to do is just take the data from this guy. So that means your API will be connecting to their own API. Okay, now imagine this application is also supposed to get, let's say you want to display the weather on your project. Okay, now there is some weather API somewhere where this your API is also going to consume data from this. So you see that probably this weather API, these people are actually taking from some other API, let's say some meteorological companies. Okay, so it goes on and on. So you'd realize that in most instances, when you want to build an app, you actually be taking data from various APIs. Like you want to build your login system so that your users will be able to log in with Facebook or Google. So these people, they have their own APIs which they have opened. You just have to study their documentation and you'll use it on your project as well. So you realize that this simple API we have here is collecting from this, is connected to this, is connected to this, it's connected to that, and it could be connected to lots more. And this one here is also connected to some other API, and the list or the chain continues. So in this tutorial, we're not going to be doing some weather stuff. We'll definitely be working with some payment gateway. We're going to see how we can log in and do some authentication with Facebook and Google and so on. And we are also going to do a lot. So with that being said, let us now come back to our slides and see some of the best practices and conventions we can use. Okay, so see you in the next video.